Hello YouTubers, this is Lynn Mooney here today, and I'm going to put this in front because it's better to have something in front that you guys can look at instead of just nothing besides this purple backdrop from the blanket that I have right now on this table. That's essentially it, because I'm going to be talking about the anime that I'm currently watching, so kind of putting a description, reading a description from the anychart.net site, but then also putting, talking a bit about it myself. Sometimes I'll get tongue-tied, so then I'll jump back to this. But essentially also, I put this here because also it's a reminder to me to also get later on the Blu-ray re-release of Wolf's Rain, because this anime is phenomenal. And I will re-watch this after I finish Cowboy Bebop, after I finish Mercy, Unbreakable Machine Doll, and then after that I'll re-watch Wolf's Rain because it is phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoy this. So yes. Besides my rambling though, I'm going to continue on to a couple of the anime that I have been watching a bit of. So one is going to be Akiba's Trip, the animation. I've played Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed, for the PlayStation 3, and I played a little bit maybe on PS4. I know I tried it on PS3, did it on normal mode, then was playing it on hard mode before returning the rental, then tried it on Vita. There was a couple of glitches on it when I tried it on Vita. I would end up going through the floor. It was strange. I wasn't that angry because when I saw my character just go completely through the floor, well, not completely through the floor, but his legs were like submerged underneath the floor. It just kind of like fell through, and then I was stuck, and I'm just like, why can't I move my character? No! And then I just turned off my system and then turned it back on, or I exited out of the game and then turn back, you know what I mean, because right now I'm thinking of the PSP versus, yeah, I know, versus home button and so forth, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But yes, I enjoyed playing that game, and I'm going to enjoy when it comes out later on. I might not pick it up right away because there's so many games that are coming out this March, April, you know, spring, summer in general, that is just, it's awesome. It is so awesome, but I'm going to have to like pick and choose for right now, and then pick and choose later on in the fall, winter and get the rest later on, because then I'll have ones that I just really want to primarily get now, and then later on I'll just focus on those later. But yes, I was interested in watching this anime for the fact that I played the game itself on the system, and of course, I mean, main character wise it's not the same, but it has pretty much the same element premise about you have these people, essentially, I would just call them vampires. I know they have a particular name in the series, but they're vampires, and they pretty much turn to dust or whatever, disappear, I don't know what you want to call it. They just vanish whenever you strip them of their clothing. And it's just a hilarious show to watch. If you want to have a good laugh, I would suggest it. Especially when you're down in the dumps. It's just something silly to watch that's just, it's funny. But main character essentially gets his powers the same way as the video game itself. I don't want to spoil too much into it if you haven't played the game or watched the anime in general. It'll be a nice surprise for those of you who are interested in watching it. So if you like type of people who are essentially kind of like vampires, essentially, and then I can't speak, I'm so sorry. But you guys know it's funny. The end. I'm just going to go to the next one because I can't stop laughing. I'm so sorry. I'll leave more of a description on it in the comment box when I post the video. The next one that I'm watching right now, still going on just like the other one, is Gabrielle Dropout. So it's a comedy pretty much about Gabrielle, who graduated at the top of her class in angel school and now is attending a human school on Earth in pursuit of knowledge, and honestly it doesn't last long. She becomes hooked, obsessed with web video games and just going online, and pretty much she starts to become a fallen angel. She's still an angel, but she's barely an angel. It kind of mentions that a lot of times throughout the episodes and so forth, but it is just hilarious. So yeah, you have angels, you have demons. This is pretty much a comedy supernatural type anime, and it is just phenomenal. There's this one dog that loves to steal that loves to steal these little, what are they called? Melon bread? Melon, some type of like a honey bun thing, but it's melon bread. It is hilarious. At least watch up to that point when that dog just steals it. It is just, it made me laugh so hard when I saw that for the first time. I don't know why. Right now I have the giggles. So if I laugh for no reason, I can't help it right now. But yes, recommend that one. And right now, in about 5 so-ish days, 7 will come out. But yes, I've watched episodes 1 through 6 so far. Great anime. Next one, I'm probably going to say this wrong. Demi-chan wa Katari Tai. Said it wrong, probably. But this one involves a succubus, Dullahan, vampire, pretty much demis, just talking about their everyday type thing about how they act in school, at home, and so forth, in a human environment at school. And that really got me interested into the anime, especially when I saw succubus, Dullahan, and vampire mixed into one in a human school environment. I got hooked on wanting to watch this anime regardless. And this genre itself, essentially, of course, it's like supernatural. It has a bit of comedy, has a bit of, I would say, light romance to it so far. And no, that's pretty much it that I can think of. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, and there's a snow woman in this series as well. So yeah, if you love supernatural, if you love comedy, I would recommend watching that one or giving this one a shot as well. And I will leave the name of each of the anime in the comment box or in the description or both in this video for you guys. Now, another one that I've been watching, so far watched episodes 1 through 5 and waiting for 6 to come out, is Kobayashi-san Chino Nei Dragon. And so pretty much it follows a woman who works at a job that does computer programming, coding, and so forth, Miss Kobayashi. So she's an average office worker, essentially. She kind of leads, well, it's not the most, it describes it as a boring job. But she lives in a small apartment, and she saves the life of a female dragon in distress. And that's how pretty much the story starts on about this. But later on you'll meet more characters that that's named Toru. She has other dragon friends as well that come into the human world and take human form. Kind of not complete human form because they still have dragon elements. Like they'll have their tail, and then of course they'll have their horns. Yes, I'm saying that right, correct? Horns, not antlers. Thank you. I don't know why I'm thinking about deer right now. But yeah, and each one of them has their own specific personality, their traits, as well as their type of power that's unique to them that they can be able to do. That's just awesome. So pretty much this is the life of Miss Kobayashi and Toru, and how they get along on a daily basis, what their routine is, and what changes go along the way as they interact with more of Toru's friends that have come to visit her, as well as Kobayashi, her life at work, and just the interaction of Toru going to see her at work and so forth, meeting Kobayashi's co-workers. This is a wacky comedy fantasy slice of life anime, and if you guys like that, I highly recommend it. Now I'm trying to think if I've watched another one recently too, because yes, I've been watching this one, and probably still gonna say this wrong, Urara Merochu. Probably did. But yeah, this is pretty much, you have a whole bunch of all-female diviners that are called Uranashi, that live where girls from all over the country yearn to become a top diviner. And essentially the story takes place with a solitary girl that's named Chia, and then enters the town gates, and she's searching for her mother. Essentially, that's what the purpose she wanted to, man, I'm getting off topic. But essentially she becomes a apprentice for the diviner, and then she meets 3 friends along the way in the first episode, essentially. And this is just pretty much the wacky encounters that they have on a day-to-day basis as they learn to be try to become a top diviner within the town. So of course they get taught, and there's a lot of silliness and wackiness that ensues. It is comedy, fantasy, and slice of life again for this anime. And as for all of the anime, they have the awesome opening and closing theme songs that are just super catchy that I have to add to my iPad to listen to. But yes, besides that one, I thought, like, it's been bugging me, and I thought I missed one along the way. That's why I was stopping a lot too, because I was like, I feel like I'm missing one that I didn't talk about before I jumped to that one. Oh, got it. I remember now. Kono Subarashi Sekai ni Shukufuku. Whoa. Season 1, fantastic, and need to get into Season 2. So essentially with that one, you have a guy, he originally led a normal life, but he was pretty much a shut-in. So he playing video games and getting collectibles and so forth, and would only go outside to town and stuff to be able to go buy those things and then come back home. He ends up going out and he tries to save the life of this girl that he thinks is going to get run over by this vehicle that's like, I don't know if he thought it was going super fast or whatever, but he goes out of his way to save her, and he gets smashed by it, or, well, not really smashed by it, what was it? He got so scared that he collapsed, and it was just, let's just say this, his life essentially ends there, and he goes up kind of into, I want to say this limbo location where a goddess is, and she gives him a couple of choices, and he chooses to go into this alternate world where he can start out essentially fresh, and if he beats the, what is it? If he essentially beats like the demon, or the main demon king in the in the new world, then he can be able to have this wish of returning back to the world that he knew. But a lot of course, silly wackiness ensues. So the goddess, she has each one of the people, whenever you go there in that alternate world, they pretty much get what is it called? When they sign up and they have their card and it gets scanned, it tells them what their attributes are, like if they're strong intellectually, physically, magic user, and so forth, and puts them into a class, or they can choose a class they fit in based on their stats. So the goddess is great with magic and so forth, but then she has low intelligence, unfortunately, and a couple of the other characters kind of have quirky personalities as well, I'd like to say. Don't really want to spoil much on that, but if you love a good laugh, love alternate worlds where it's more based on like an anime that's based, you know, for like an MMO RPG, kind of like, you know, Sword Art Online and so forth, the anime itself, then I would totally recommend it, because it is just hilarious. I love the fact of like the skill sets, just how they try to level up, and there's these giant frogs. I feel so sad for them a lot of the times, but throughout the day it gets a lot better each time whenever they keep on going. Even if they get even more in debt, I want to watch more of these episodes because it puts a smile to my face. I love watching anime that's just wacky. I like watching sometimes anime that doesn't make sense. I like watching anime that does have a purpose, that has a story driven, and will sometimes bring me to tears. I know that's silly, but there are some that are really, really sad, but are fantastic, and ones that I think that a lot of people can, if they can't relate to it, you become drawn into it by just watching. You get immersed into the actual story, and you just want to watch more because it's that good. But yes, those are pretty much the anime that I'm watching right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I'm watching 6 anime right now. And each one, they'll come out like 6, 7 days later, the new episode. So it's not like each one of them, like one right after the other. But I have to wait a couple days before the next episode comes out since they're still airing. But I am enjoying them so very, very much. If I had to say which ones are my favorite from these 6 that I'm so far watching, I would have to say it is Gabriel, well, top 3 out of the 6 that I'm currently watching. Gabriel Dropout, Demi-chan wa Katari Tai, my bad, and the last one that I put into the slot would probably be that one that I just talked about. So the Kono Subarashi Sekai ni Shukufuku, well, season 1, and then I will be watching season 2. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video with me, even though I was stumbling and stammering, and for a long time, for one of them, I was thinking about which one I had missed. I went out of order, and I'm just like, I had a list in my head, and I'm like 1, 2, 3, and then I skipped from like 4 to 6 and didn't go to 5, but it worked out the same way. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much, guys, for watching my videos. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.